Right, so you want to own an MX5, but you're above 6 foot, let's say, and you're thinking, damn, I don't know if I'll fit in this car or if I'll ever own one. Well, I kind of took the leap of faith and just bought an MX5. I am 6'2", so I never really intended to own one of these cars. However, it's been one of the best cars I've ever owned. And if you want to own one and you are slightly taller, here's a list of mods that I did so I can fit in my MX5 just that little bit better. So let's hop straight into it. So the first one is actually right behind you, and we'll spin the camera around now. And of course I'm talking about the convertible roof. Now I'll just explain this again in case the original clip you couldn't hear me. You can see lots of room for partying and all that lovely jazz. Future Lewis, let me know if that worked or not. But as you can see, MX-5s are convertible, and that's amazing when the weather is like this. 2 days ago it snowed. This car originally came with a hardtop, and it didn't have a soft top in the back, which originally I wasn't worried about because I did plan on just keeping the hardtop and living life as I do, just in an MX-5 with a hardtop. I didn't really want a convertible. However, I soon realised it was going to be tight when I needed to put a race helmet on and take this car to track. At that point I realised that the hardtop was then no good for me. I think the next obvious thing that any tall person does in an MX-5 is they fit a bucket seat in here. Now, let me just squeeze my other leg in. This Sparco bucket seat cost me, oh, I cannot remember now, somewhere around £200. So this Sparco seat was an upgrade I knew I was going to do, but I'll be 100% honest, it's not a big modification, or how do I phrase this right? It didn't affect the car as much as I thought it would. It might be because I haven't got the bolts down fully on the rails, and there is a reason for that. It's because it actually just straight refused to get in. I could probably wiggle a lot more height downward to fit in the car a little bit better, but it wasn't height I was worried about, it was actually how far back. Now if I bring this GoPro and show you, there's not a lot of space behind there. You can see the harness. Yeah, there's not a lot of space, and the next bolt back was not going to fit, and also the room on top was not going to fit as well. So this wasn't going to go any further back, which was a little bit annoying because compared to the standard seats were actually really good. A lot of people gut the foam out of the standard seats to get a little bit more room going backwards, but I did solve this issue with another mod, and I will go on to that now. I think one of the biggest changes that helped this car and get my legs in the actual cockpit was the aftermarket steering wheel. I had an OMP steering wheel bolted straight to the boss kit on the car, and that worked really well. That's the reason I bought the car, because it had the standard seats, the deep dish steering wheel, and I fitted good. It was comfortable. I was quite happy with that up until I bought this seat and I swapped the steering wheel. I'll kind of hold the steering wheel up now, I guess. It's in my bedroom on my shelf, but that steering wheel plus this bucket seat caused me a real dilemma because it was horrible. The steering wheel was flat, it was on the boss kit, and then I was like, oh, this just doesn't feel good. Then I remembered from my other race car, I still had a quick release, so I fitted the quick release, and that helped free a lot of leg room. Since it was a flat steering wheel, it was similar to the deep dish. The nice thing is, at about this distance, it doesn't knock you in the teeth, and your arms aren't right next to your face as well, so it's really, really good. If you want to have a flat steering wheel, you can do. I'd just recommend either a steering wheel spacer or a quick release. Alternatively, you can just buy a deep dish steering wheel that works just as fine. But the main reason I have the quick release is so when I park my car at night, I have full peace of mind when my steering wheel's in my bedroom that no one's going to steal it. Oh, no ding! So I guess that moves me on to kind of the last modification I've done. So something we've already touched on is the steering wheel, but one important thing is the actual size of the steering wheel. I bought this steering wheel because I am going to go try and drift this car at a few local drift track days, and I just wanted a round steering wheel. However, for race tracks, I'm probably going to use the steering wheel I showed you in the last clip, just because the feel of it is so much nicer. It's a little bit smaller as well, so what that means is Gives me a little bit more knee room. If you're dailying this car like me, then getting in and out of this car is a little bit of a hassle. Oh, stone chip, no! So yeah, getting in and out of this car is a hassle if you are slightly taller. With the roof down, it's easy. You just grab this top bit and you just shoot out the car. But when the roof is up, it is a bit of a wiggle. And I have got some aftermarket door bars in here as well, which is not helping my case. Not massively. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I am trying to get this car onto a racetrack sometime soon. So if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe and you can keep up with all of my adventures. If you want to buy an MX5 and you are slightly taller, do not be afraid, it is not as bad as it looks. I'd say the only downside is if you are dailying it and you have got door bars and bucket seats, then it's going to be a bit hard to get in and out of, but you get used to it. If you know someone who likes MX5s and wants to take their MX5 to the track, or you have a tall mate who's not quite sure if they'll fit in an MX5, send this video to them. Honestly, it's not as bad as it looks. Yes, you look like a massive clown getting into a really small car. I didn't mean that as in like you're the clown, I meant like a clown car. But that is the end of today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one.